There are equally concerns about attacks on journalists, the need to guarantee transparent and free society or atmosphere leading up to the elections. What are some of the findings that you've been coming up across as the SBM intelligence in Nigeria?
INEC is certainly under a lot of pressure from a range of stakeholders in order to deliver what would widely be seen as a free, fair and credible vote. You having said that, there are a couple of things that INEC probably could have done much earlier in the process, which would have fostered a more open reporting environment for journalists. Nigeria has some of the most restrictive um, broadcast coverage broadcasting laws, right, in the country. Broadcast organizations regularly get fined, right, for even the most basic elements of critical reporting. And INEC has been strongly encouraging media organizations as well as civil society organizations that also have a voice and a platform um, to, to cover the lead up to the elections in ways that are seen as favorable and complementary of these efforts. But when INEC has clearly not delivered on agreed outcomes, for example, right, the continuous voter registration exercise and the collections of permanent voters cards, which Nigerian voters, right, we need in order to cast their ballots has been chaotic, to say the least. Yes, a record number of Nigerians have registered. Yes, we would have the highest voting total, right? About 92 million Nigerians are eligible to vote in this cycle, which is the highest in the country's history. But the entire process was fraught with so much difficulty. Our reports found out, for example, we did a study at SBM Intelligence that found out, for example, that less than 40% of Nigerians were able to fully register at one sitting, right? They had to, come back multiple times in order to complete their registrations, and less than 60% of them were able to collect their permanent voters cards, right? And at the first time of trying. And when media organizations highlight those concerns, right, INEC has been very willing to acquire a bully pulpit and basically criticize media organizations for not being quote unquote cooperative right with the process. And so, that represents a concern for media organizations. Accreditation for the elections has proceeded mostly okay, but media stakeholders would have wished that the pace of that also was a lot quicker. INEC has also not been very forthcoming in terms of actionable data, right? Data that can clearly enhance the quality of contextual and explanatory journalism, right, as well as also reporting on voter returns. And so INEC, for example, has been very clear in saying that media organizations are not allowed to declare results, which is technically right because that's what's stated under our voting laws. But INEC has also been very reticent in terms of allowing media organizations or encouraging media organizations to report voting returns that are declared at the ward and at the polling unit level in real time. So from the INEC perspective, those are some of the challenges, right, that journalists here in the country face in terms of covering the elections.